All right, guys, we're out here today fixing to go put out a little bit of mineral with Clay. I'm gonna turn it over to him, let him kind of tell you what we're doing.
What's up, guys? Right now, just honestly trying to decide what I want to put out. Got a few cameras, obviously, they're going with us. I got a trophy rock, got another busted trophy rock in this bucket that I can't carry loose because if I do, it'll go everywhere. It's got some plastic on it, but I don't trust it. It's gonna come loose. And then in here, got a little homemade mix, a little home brew there that I can't quite tell y'all what I was in there yet. But shout out to my boy Stoner. Shout out Skinny Kenny. If you know, you know. But anyway, I'll probably whatever I decide to go with, it'll probably be some kind of trophy rock, homemade loose mineral mix. I just gotta think, do I need a weed eater? Because I brought one. Do I need a saw? Because I brought one. Do I need a shovel? Because I got one of those too. But y'all give me a few minutes to get geared up here and we'll catch back up with you.
I vote we pack the shovel.
Yeah, they planted this corn like last week of turkey season. Maybe the week after even. Perfect little spot. I'm thinking I wanted one right here somewhere. What do you think about this spot? I would love to go, you know, this is like a little dog leg in that ag field, which is corn this year, but and then there's another fence line and also property line over there, probably 125 yards or so. I'd love to go be on that side of it. I feel like it'd be a little bit more of a natural transition for the deer, but I don't want to get on that property line. That's not probably not the best practice. There's 2 or 3 trails right here. One kind of going right alongside this stump real close.
Yeah.
Alright, so down in the woods, I think I finally picked a spot here. So when I put out mineral, or anybody puts out mineral, there's usually 3 main questions that come up, and it's why do you put mineral out, where, we'll go when do you put mineral out, and then where. So the why is a rabbit hole that we could go down into for a long time. A lot of different theories, a lot of different studies out there you can look up, but basically the main why for hunters is you want to promote antler growth. That would be a good reason. You want to promote fawn health and even doe health that has young fawns this time of year. But mainly for hunters, it's you want to create a spot that you can use for observation, that you can use for trail cam recon, and then potentially you can even work into an ambush spot for like those early season bow hunts. Like here in Kentucky, it opens early September. There are still deer using mineral sites early September. So that will be a main why. That kind of rolls right into the when. Most people that I know try to use sites year round. Now, this is a new site. It's mid-June. You can say, well, you're late. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of late, but there's never really a bad time to start one. If you're doing it for antler growth, you probably want to start it as soon as they get ready to drop, whether that's February or March. Go ahead and have your mineral out or have your site established. But they use it all summer long. On into the early fall, you can use that as once again an ambush spot for a deer if you've been running cameras and they're coming in there on a regular basis. But lastly would be where, and that's kind of where we're at here. I like to put it in a shady spot, somewhere the sun's not beating down on 24/7, so this place kind of checks that box. High traffic area, you want to catch a highway or where highways converge. So right here there's a trail over here, there's a trail coming right under me, kind of sort of this way, but then there's 2 or 3 going out into that ag field off to my right. If I had it my way and I owned the adjacent farm as well, or had permission to hunt it, we'd probably be more over that way. But since I don't have permission to hunt it, I don't want to hug that line over there. This is just as good because I've got heavy bedding right back here. I've got ag kind of behind me to my right, ag wrapped around back behind me to my left, and there's a water source straight back in that bedding as well. So I got bedding, I got food, I got plenty of cover, I've got highway activity here, and also I've got the history of hunting this farm for a few years and knowing that the deer like to take this shortcut through here. So the ground's not clean right now. A lot of different theory on how to set your salt lick up. My opinion, my strategy is keep it simple. Don't get too bogged down with all the myths and the sauce of it all. Just think like a deer, act like a deer. If I was a deer, what would I want to approach here? So I'm going to start by kind of cleaning the ground, cleaning the leaves up. Slight hole just to kind of get one started. And then I'm going to go with some of the homemade mix it into the dirt real good, and then I'm going to take a piece of that broken trophy rock and sit it on top. That's not necessarily needed, but it will allow for some sort of visual eye candy for the deer. I think a visual can help at times. Somewhere like this where I know there's deer, they're going to be bedded close pretty much 24/7. May not be needed, but hey, it won't hurt. So also when you're doing this, think about where you want your trail camera to sit or where you want a tree stand to sit. Right here, obviously, I've got plenty of options for both, so I'm not being too careful just because I know I can put cameras or stands pretty much anywhere right here. But try to get this dug without getting all the roots. So you say, how much? I don't think there's any magic answer to that. Just, I wouldn't dump 100 pounds of it out here, but 5-10 pounds. Just something to start it, especially if you know you're going to put a camera on it and you're going to be back in a few weeks to check that camera. You can always bring a little mineral back in here with you to supplement. So I think that's enough for what I want to do. This has got a little bit of an apple smell to it, so it'll just aid in that attraction a little bit. Also, if you're gonna put any kind of an attractant like apple flavoring, corn flavoring, what have you, make sure that you follow all your local game laws. We don't want anybody getting in trouble.
So right now you're just mixing that in. Just mixing in what you...
Right. So I took a little dirt out, that way there would be a divot there. And then poured that mineral in there, and I'm just mixing it in with the dirt. When the rain comes, it'll wash it all in, and you won't notice it other than this trophy rock. I'm about to sit down, so. All right. Got my battery swapped. I got 3 bars. I got a fresh chip in it. My date is right. I got all my settings set. So now, I'm gonna flip it off real quick, fast for a second. Get my strap out and pick a tree. A lot of different theories on picking a tree. Pick one with the best vantage point. So if you've got a trail coming or a trail going, if you can get the salt lick, the trail coming and the trail going all in the same frame, hey, do it. I try to watch my east and west, so that way I don't get too much sun in the morning or too much sun in the evening. If I can face them north or south, I try to do that. Sometimes that's not possible. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's west, that's east, so if I face it this way, that should be perfect, and that'll be with the trail. So I'm probably going to put it on probably one of these close trees. And hey, if you don't like it, when you come back in a few weeks to check it, just move it. It's that simple. I may start right here. This might be where I make my first setup. One of these two. I'm gonna say right here to start it off. We'll see what happens. As far as height up in the tree is concerned, Turner and I was just having that conversation. He likes to hang his high, and I think that's a good approach. I don't have a step with me today, or I might do that. I'll probably just hang mine chest high or so.
So one of the main things that we want y'all to get out of this too is that just because we do it a certain way does not mean that you need to do it a certain way, or the way that we do it. Clay may hang his camera a little bit different than I do. I've got reasons for why I do what I do. Clay has reasons for what he does. Take every bit of knowledge that you can from everybody and piece together your kind of style. So if you take anything out of what we're telling you today, just know and remember that just because we do it one way doesn't mean that you have to do it that way. Just get out there and do it.
Get out there and do it. That's right. That's the most important thing. I'm just kind of center now. I want to make sure the camera is center with my mineral lick. Maybe shade to my left just a little bit, which it could rotate just a hair. That way it catches these trails going through here too. But we're about ready to go. Alright guys, well, we got the mineral in the ground. We got the area kind of cleaned up a little bit with the shovel. The camera is rolling, so we got it going. I try to stay out of these areas as much as I can, so let's get going. Let's get on to the next one. back of the truck, putting everything back up. For some reason, all the mosquitoes on the whole farm, like this tree right here, I've already swatted about 3 off since we've been back. That wraps up this spot. Pretty small farm. Probably could fit another mineral site on it, but being as early as it is, new mineral site, I kind of just want to monitor that one for a while before we start actually making targets for the year. So gonna hop in, get this thing rolling, get some AC going, and go hit the next spot. Y'all come on with us.